You are listening to Theoretical Insights of D&D.
Lord, give me a fireball!
Screw how hot your skin is, my bars are hotter. Let me tell you what this is. Let me tell you, you listeners, if you don't know what the zombie has packing in his decaying flesh. You shut up, cancer bones. You gonna be a zombie if that cancer doesn't get cured.
Hey guys, I'm Rob.
And I'm Eric.
And welcome back to Theoretical Insights of D&D, where today we start the classes all over again. That's right. The only thing that we ever did was halfway decent. We're doing it again.
Hey.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. That was our best performing episodes.
Yes, but the monster list is good.
Hell, the monster lists are great. Who doesn't want to listen to Copper Wormlings and Denzel Washington?
Right?
But no, today we are going to dive headfirst and start the subclasses from Kobold Press. These guys are putting out great content that is readily available from a third-party publisher. And that's what we want to focus on here for the next little while for the future. Not only are we going to be doing Kobold Press, but we're going to swap over to Grim Hollow and do some of the other third-party publishers like Ghostfire Gaming and those guys as well. And kind of do a full breakdown of everything they've done and put into the game to give them what limelight we can, especially with what's going on with Hasbro right now. So, with no further ado, let's get right into the fighter. So the fighter oftentimes is considered to be the most versatile class in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition.
And some of these subclasses look like they're going to be great.
Well, it's not even so much the subclasses. The fighter itself as a base is, as far as the martial classes go, the highest damage output. Because if you take it to 20th level, that is 4 attacks per action, with Action Surge giving you another 4 attacks per action. And pretty much, as a quick breakdown, at first level you get to choose a fighting style and second wind. Second level, Action Surge. Third, your martial archetype, other words, your subclass. 5th level, you get an extra attack. 7th level, you get a subclass feature. 9th level, you get Indomitable. We'll go over all these in just a moment. 10th level, you get another subclass feature. 11th level, you get a third attack per action. 13th level, you get 2 uses of Indomitable. 15th, you get another subclass feature. 17th level, you get 2 uses of Action Surge and 3 uses of Indomitable. 18th level is a subclass feature, and 20th level is a 4th attack per action. And you say, well, that's not really that much. There is nowhere in this book that says that a fighter can't use a greatsword. And that is 2d6 plus, by that point, at least a 5 on the damage 4 times. And then you Action Surge and do it 4 more times. And if you hit with all 8 attacks, that's whatever you roll. That's going to be 6. That'll be, let's see here, 16d6 plus 40.
Well, even then, you got to think about you're going to have some magic weapons with like plus 3 fire damage to that.
Well, yeah, it could be a plus 1 weapon just to overcome the resistance to non-magical bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing on some of the creatures that you may be fighting. But if you get a plus 3 weapon, especially if it's anything like a Vorpal Sword, or if it's going to be doing extra cold or fire or lightning damage, these guys can put out damage while being extremely simple to play. So to start with, as a fighter, you gain the following class features. Your hit dice is a 1d10, so it's automatically getting up there to where you're going to have a decent health pool. So your hit points at first level will be 10 plus your Constitution modifier. And the hit points at higher levels, the average of a D10 is a 6. So you'll be taking a 6 plus your con mod if you don't want to roll, because you can always roll that 1. Here's the kicker. Proficiencies. Armor. You are proficient with all armor and shields. Weapons. Every single weapon in the game. But you don't gain a tool proficiency. You're not meant to be skillful. You're just meant to get up in their face or to shoot them from a distance. And this class's 2 main abilities are strength and constitution. So realistically, you could build a dex-based fighter.
Oh, it's possible, yeah.
But because of that, if you put your highest roll into Constitution, you are going to have a good health pool. Also, you get to choose 2 skills from acrobatics, animal handling, athletics, history, insight, intimidation, perception, and survival. Now, as far as the starting equipment goes, you can get chainmail or leather armor with a longbow and 20 arrows. But that longbow and 20 arrows only comes with the leather armor. It's kind of interesting to see. A martial weapon and a shield, or 2 martial weapons. A light crossbow and 20 bolts, or 2 hand axes. Or a Dungeoneer's pack and an Explorer's pack. Now, at first level, you also get to choose your fighting style. This is what's really going to set up what kind of fighter you're going to be. Long before any kind of subclass choices, from the ones that are available through Wizards of the Coast, before it was bought from Hasbro, like Champion, Eldritch Knight, Psy Warrior, Samurai, to what we're covering today and next episode. So with archery, +2 to attack rolls you make with ranged weapons. Defense, you gain a +1 to AC while you're wearing armor. Dueling, while you're wielding a melee weapon in one hand and no other weapons, you gain a +2 bonus to damage rolls with that weapon. And that could be scary in the hands of a fighter.
Oh, yeah.
Great weapon fighting, when you roll a 1 or 2 on a damage die for an attack roll you make with a melee weapon that you're wielding with 2 hands, you can re-roll the die and must use the new roll, even if the new roll is a 1 or 2. So it's giving you an almost like advantage on the damage roll. Protection, when a creature you can see attacks a target other than you that is within 5 feet of you, you can use your reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack roll. You must be wielding a shield. And 2-weapon fighting, when you engage in 2-weapon fighting, you can add your ability modifier to the damage of the second attack, aka your offhand.
Yeah.
Which would be made with a bonus action.
Is there a feat that would let you wield a great sword? Like dual wield a great sword?
I have not found anything. I have not even found anything that would make it possible for you to technically dual wield long swords.
Because if you could dual wield great swords.
Oh, if you could dual wield great swords. Here's the thing, right? Now, this is just me speaking. If you were playing a Goliath, a Minotaur, a Loxodon,
oh yeah,
I would say that you should be able to do so.
Especially 10th level and up. And you could add like a strength requirement for that.
Yeah. Here's where the fighter gets kind of stupid, okay? Action Surge. Starting at 2nd level, you can push yourself beyond the normal limits for a moment. On your turn, you can take 1 additional action. Once you use this feature, you must finish a short or a long rest before you use it again. And starting at 17th level, you can use it twice before a rest, but only once on the same turn. Now, Eric, where did it say that it cost a action or bonus action to do that?
Let me see. Nowhere.
That's a free action. You can bonus action, and then action surge to get another action.
Yeah. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And you're like, oh, well, that's not that big of a deal because I'm playing a 4th level fighter and it's just an extra attack or 2, or I'm playing a 6th level fighter and I just get 2 more attacks. And yeah. This is coming at the 18th level fighter when you're making 3 attacks per action surging with a possible bonus action from any kind of magical item that you might have. This gets stupid for it to be an innate and free ability.
Well, even when we was playing Grim Hollow, my Psy Warrior was doing some serious damage with action surge.
Oh, it does. Fighters can do some serious damage within 1 turn if they have action surge available to them.
Yeah.
And then the 3rd level, you get to choose your martial archetype, so that would be your subclass. 4th, 6th, 8th, 12th, 14th, 16th, and 19th level, you get an ability score improvement or a feat. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the fighter gets more than anything.
Yeah, I think that's the most out of any class.
5th level, you get an extra attack, so you can attack twice instead of once whenever you take the attack action. Now, Indomitable. At 9th level, you can re-roll a saving throw that you failed. If you do so, you must use the new roll, and you can't use this feature again until you finish a long rest. You can use this feature twice between long rest starting at 13th level and 3 times between long rest starting at 17th level.
Yeah, that's basically, what is it, halfling luck?
Kind of.
Kinda.
It's kind of like an in class ability of halfling luck, or just technically giving yourself advantage.
Well, you have to take the new roll, so it's not really an advantage.
Well, I mean, even if you fail or roll lower, if you had already failed, then
No, yeah, that is true.
you know. So arguably advantage. At 11th level, you get to attack 3 times instead of twice when you take the attack action, and 20th level, you get to attack 4 times instead of 3 whenever you take the attack action.
Yeah.
It's really that simple.
Yeah, and I never realized how fun fighters are until I played that Psy Warrior.
See, I have not had the opportunity to actually play a fighter yet.
They're fun.
I mean, outside of like Baldur's Gate 3, I played a fighter in it some.
Well,
but
that's not actually video game playing, and tabletop playing is completely different. On something.
Oh, well,
like
yeah.
that.
And eventually I'm going to wind up making a fighter. Especially with the fact that we've both kind of gotten into online gaming as far as D&D goes with Roll20.
Yeah.
I will probably wind up playing a fighter sometime in the near future. But moving on, we start into the Kobold Press subclasses with the Chaplain. And I know what you're thinking. Wait a minute. Is this going to be like a fighter cleric? And technically, kind of. It's actually really interesting to read through. So, as a explanation or as a rundown as to what this subclass is, Kobold Press has put in the eyes of your companions, you are as much a counselor and spiritual leader as you are a fellow warrior. Militaries and mercenary companies often contain members of various clergies among their ranks. These chaplains often come from religious sects whose tenets promote war, healing, peace, protection, or freedom, and they tend to the emotional and physical well-being of their companions. It's actually really cool to see this be an option from a third-party publisher for the fighter class, because there's nothing like this from any of the official source books.
Well, I figure what they did with the official source books would be like, oh, the paladin's enough, or the cleric's enough to fill this role.
Well, it's just like I was having a conversation with somebody. That's all well and good, but I would still like to see a wizard subclass that heals.
Oh yeah, a wizard healer would be.
It would be
great.
awesome, because they'd still have access to all of their wizard spells, but they would also have access to something like Healing Word and Cure Wounds. And somebody will say, well, then you could just play a druid. I don't want to play a druid. I want to play a wizard.
Well, a wizard, a healing wizard would be a glass cannon support class.
Well, the reason I say that is because, yes, druid, you can wild shape into the whatever, wild shape, drop wild shape, give yourself a little bit of temp health, technically, depending on what kind of druid you're playing. But wizard has arcane recovery. So if for some reason you feel as if you're going to get into a fight again before you're able to take that long rest, arcane recovery, and you have that 3rd or 4th level spell slot back, or however many first or seconds, to where you're like, you know what, I probably need to get all my 1st level spell slots back for Healing Word or Cure Wounds.
Yeah, a healing wizard would be great for those campaigns where you don't get a chance to rest.
And here's the
all
thing.
The time.
The other thing is they would still have access to a very useful wizard spell, Shield.
Oh yeah,
and Mage Armor, and maybe even give them proficiency in light armor.
Yeah.
Not medium or heavy, just light. Either way, back on topic. Student of Faith. When you choose this archetype at 3rd level, you gain proficiency in either insight or religion. Both actually tie in greatly to what we read earlier about it being they tend to the emotional and physical well-being of their companions. Insight, very good for that. Tend the Injured. Beginning at 3rd level, you can heal another creature you touch when you spend hit dice to regain hit points during a short rest, instead of applying the regained hit points to yourself. Additionally, the number of hit dice you regain after a long rest is equal to half your total number of them plus 1. For instance, if you have 4 hit dice, you regain 3 spent hit dice upon finishing a long rest.
Oh, I like that.
That's actually really nice.
You spend your D10 healing hit dice to heal somebody else.
Yeah.
That's
actually really nice.
Yeah, that is really nice.
Yeah, you can already tell that this is not going to be well, it could still be an up close and personal fighter because it's still going to be getting the 4 attacks per action with a free use of action surge.
Yeah.
And still has proficiency in all armor, all weapons, and all that, and shields.
I would say this would be the second wave in the fight.
You know what this is already? I'm going to take a wild guess here. This is a non-magical war cleric.
Yeah.
It is straight up a non-magical war cleric.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
7th level, Rally the Troops. You can urge your companions to overcome emotional and spiritual obstacles as an action. Any creature you consider an ally that can see and hear you can ignore the effects of being charmed or frightened for 1 minute.
Jeez.
That's stupid.
You know what? I want to play a chaplain in our campaign.
No, here's the deal. Do you remember the Twilight Cleric? I know you weren't technically part of the podcast. You'd come on a couple of times when Jeremiah and I covered that.
Yeah.
But the Twilight Cleric with their Twilight Sanctuary has an AoE field around them, 15 foot of dim light in a sphere. That if a creature ends their turn in it, they gain temp health equal to, I think, the Wisdom modifier plus, I think it's Cleric level and Wisdom modifier.
Yeah, I think so.
And it can end a charmed or frightened condition. Just gone. Yeah. This dude can do it as an action.
Yeah.
At 10th level, your allies also ignore effects of being incapacitated, as well as 1 level of exhaustion. 15th level, your allies can also ignore the effects of being stunned, as well as 2 levels of exhaustion. 17th level, your allies can also ignore the effects of being paralyzed, as well as a total of 3 levels of exhaustion in addition to the conditions above.
Can I play 3 characters in our campaign?
No. No, I will tell you, this guy is banned from my campaign.
Stunned and then paralyzed.
Just think,
nope.
At 17th level, as an action for 1 minute, right?
Yeah.
Your allies can ignore the effects. That means they don't become immune to it. They could be under the effects of paralyzed and all that.
And just say nope.
And just ignore it for 1 minute.
Yeah.
And that covers charmed, frightened, incapacitated, stunned, paralyzed, and up to 3 levels of exhaustion.
Yeah.
That is stupid.
Yeah, this is second line fighter that's going to keep your frontline fighters up.
Oh my
and going.
God.
While the cleric or the druid is in the back casting heals.
If a creature affected by this feature is already suffering from one of the conditions they can ignore, that condition is suppressed for the duration and resumes affecting them once the duration expires.
Jeez.
So does that technically mean that you can still make the save at the end of your turn to where you can end the condition while actually taking your actions?
I would say yes.
Oh my God.
Because it doesn't take away the condition, it just suppresses it.
This is stupid. Kobold would be smoking that good stuff.
So you can be paralyzed. The chaplain walks up, says nope, and you continue fighting while making the saves for a minute.
It's crazy. Well, here's the thing though. Once you've used this feature, you must finish a short or long rest to use it again. So you get 1 minute. If you're in a fight with a ancient red dragon, because I think they're the biggest technical non-legendary and named dragon in D&D, the ancient red is the most powerful. And everybody except for this fighter fell. Well, even this guy fails the save for, what is it, Dragon Fear?
Yeah,
Draconic Fear?
something like that.
Or Draconic Presence, whatever it is. They get 1 minute.
Yeah, but that 1 minute of...
It's 10 rounds of combat.
And basically immunity to all that is all you need. If you're actually facing something like that, you're strong enough to where you're going to do a lot of damage in 10 rounds.
Honestly, I'm fine with the conditions being suppressed for 1 minute. The exhaustion.
Oh, yeah.
The first level exhaustion I get, but up to what is
3 levels of exhaustion.
Yeah, let me look up
Yeah, that's what, disadvantage on all rolls and
okay, here we go. Exhaustion. Yeah. Level 1 is disadvantage on ability checks. 2 is your speed is halved, and 3 is disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws. 4 is hit point maximum halved. 5 speed reduced to 0, and 6 is death on exhaustion.
well, if you think about it, it makes sense for a chaplain to have something like that.
Well, after reminding myself, I can see it making sense for up to a second level exhaustion. But the disadvantage on attack rolls, I'm sorry, but if I'm exhausted to the point to where I can barely lift my arm, there's nothing that you will be able to say to me that will have me being able to fight as good as I would have been if I had slept the week before.
Yeah, but well,
just making sense of it. I like it. Don't get me wrong, but that's a little bit overpowered.
With this action, he could be handing out some 1940s candy bars that they gave to soldiers in World War II.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Laced with a little bit of speed and cocaine.
Where the Polish special ops went skiing for like a week.
See, this is the problem of being a couple of history buffs. We know things. At 10th level, you gain Field Medic, so you can spend one of your hit dice to regain hit points as an action. Hit points regained with this feature can be applied to yourself or another creature you touch. They've given the fighter a way to heal somebody else outside of the Battle Master with its rally with the 8 hit points of temp health.
Yeah, this is basically giving somebody second wind.
Yeah, this is giving somebody a use of second wind pretty much. If you spend your hit dice to recover hit points during a short rest, any hit points regained that exceed your hit point maximum or that of the creature being tended to can be applied to another creature.
Jeez.
This is the healing fighter. And when you finish a short rest, you regain 1 spent hit dice. Wait a minute. You gain a hit dice after finishing a short rest.
Yeah.
That's Field Medic is good.
Yeah, that's good.
No, honestly, Field Medic is good. That's possibly one of the best fighter abilities that I've read.
Well, it's really good low level because doesn't it say it's one of your hit dice?
Well, even still, you're adding your con modifier to that.
Yeah, but once you get up around 8 or 9, you're sitting at 60-something health.
Well, let's think of it this way. What's the die for Healing Word?
D6, I think.
No.
Or is that the D8?
That's Cure Wounds. Healing Word is a D4.
Oh, a D4. Yeah.
I believe. Yeah, Healing Word is a D4 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. To be able to match the potential outcome, because if you've got a +5 to con, we'll just say you've got a +5 and a +5 to both. To be able to match the potential outcome to where Healing Word would be doing more healing, you'd have to cast it at 3rd level. Cure Wounds, you can match it at 2nd level Cure Wounds pretty easily. And I get what you're getting at. You could always roll a 1.
This doesn't say once per short rest.
It does not.
Oh.
As long as you have a hit dice, you can heal.
So that makes it even better.
Because here's the thing. You attack, you action surge, and then you heal.
Yeah.
Or you heal, you action surge, and then you attack.
Yep.
Or you heal, you action surge, and then you heal again.
And you don't have to use... You can, like, if you're hurt, they're hurt, use second wind on yourself, and then use this on somebody else.
Well, not only that, but think. If you are if it would put you above your hit point maximum during a short rest, and let's say the wizard's out of hit dice, it's been one of those days, and you are at 98, and your max health is 99, and you're like, you know what, I'm going to spend this last hit dice, and you roll max for a healing of 15, you can give that wizard 14.
And to be fair, the wizards always have a bad day.
Yeah. That's actually really good. Rally point. Beginning at 15th level, when you see one of your allies take damage, you can use your reaction to move that creature toward you to a maximum distance of its speed. The player of the affected character, or the GM, if an NPC is being moved, can choose the path traveled, but must ensure the creature is closer to you at the end of its movement than it was at the beginning of the movement. That's actually really cool.
So, Sub-Zero Chaplain. Or no, not Sub-Zero. Scorpion Chaplain.
Get over here! No, you know what it is?
The Chaplain has a taunt.
Well, it's not even so much that. Think. The Scout subclass for the Rogue,
Yeah.
where if they end their movement within 5 feet of you, you can move half your movement to get away from them without provoking opportunity attacks.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much this, except this is not going to prevent opportunity attacks. So
that is right, ain't it?
you really want to play it safe, because if it happens to be a wizard or a sorcerer that you're facing and they cast their 5th level inflict wounds, then I believe you would be safe to bring them back. If they just taken 3 attacks from a dragon, bite, claw, tail, then the last thing you want to do is have them take an opportunity attack again.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it's a ranged attack that they're getting hit by, and you're like, oh, they're getting kind of low, bring them on back. Get up there, heal them, At 18th level, Hospitaller. You recover a number of spent hit dice equal to a quarter of your total hit dice when you finish a short rest. Additionally, you recover all your spent hit dice when you finish a long rest.
Jeez.
So if you're 18th level, we'll just make it divisible by 4. If you're 20th level, and you finish a long rest, you get 5 hit dice back.
Automatically.
And you automatically gain all of them back after a long rest.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I kind of like this guy. I like the idea.
Yeah, he's a healer, but he's not a main healer.
No, he is pretty much the equivalent of almost a bard, in a way, as far as a bard's healing capabilities.
A very tanky bard.
Yeah, a very tanky, like a College of Valor bard, but more focused on support as in healing as it is control and bolstering.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Let's call it College of Tanks bard.
College of Tanks bard.
Yeah, I like the Chaplain.
This next one you'll probably really like. This is the Clanking Mercenary.
Yes.
The Clanking Legion, The Clanking Legion is a legendary mercenary company composed of roughly half gear-forged and half beings of flesh and blood. Fighters who emulate the Clanking Mercenary archetype see the flexibility of flesh in steel and the strength of metal in their own bodies and minds.
Cyborgs, basically.
I was thinking more Warhammer. Warhammer 40K.
Oh yeah, this is the tech priests, basically.
Clanker's Craft. At 3rd level, when you choose this archetype, you gain proficiency with your choice of blacksmith tools or tinker's tools. Do you see where this is coming out at?
Yep. This is going to be a frontline artificer.
Yeah, it's a frontline artificer.
A non-magic using artificer.
Well, here's the stupid part. Shaper of metal.
Mm-hmm.
With 1 hour of work, which you can perform once during a long rest, you can use your blacksmith's or tinker's tools to temporarily improve the effectiveness of a weapon or a suit of armor. The item remains improved for 24 hours or until the effect is used. An improved effect on a piece of equipment can be used once. This number of uses increases by 1 at 7th level, and again at 15th level for a maximum of 3.
Jeez.
The improvement effects vary by the type of equipment. Armor Option 1. When the creature wearing the armor is subjected to a damaging effect that allows a Constitution or Dexterity saving throw for half damage, the wearer can gain advantage on the saving throw.
Nice.
Armor Option 2. The creature wearing the armor can gain advantage when making an ability check to prevent itself from being grappled or to escape from a grapple.
So it gets, what is it? Where you can add your intelligence modifier to...
Kind of like,
I play the Artificer all the time, but then I can't even remember.
it's kind of like, what is it? Something Spark, ain't it?
Yeah.
God, Eric, you're the Artificer player here.
Listen. I don't know.
Weapon. When a creature is hit with an improvised weapon, the weapon's wielder can choose to add your proficiency bonus to the damage roll. Oh, not improvised weapon, improved.
I was about to say bar fight.
At higher levels, that's a +6 to damage.
Yeah.
On top of your possibly +3 weapon.
Jeez.
That's stupid.
And you can use it 3 times.
Yeah.
And what, a short rest? Or long rest? No, long rest. That's still not bad.
Well, that's about 15th level.
Yeah.
It maxes out at 15th level, which is still really good.
Yeah.
Especially the armor.
Oh, yeah.
Because con or dexterity. Dexterity were for a fireball from an enemy wizard. Cool. That's cool. Constitution, that's Circle of Death.
Yeah.
Cone of Cold. All the really scary spells. Because Fireball's overused. I'm sorry. Fireball's really not that scary anymore because everybody talks about Fireball.
She's a fireball.
At 7th level, you have advantage on saving throws against being charmed or frightened.
Why not?
Unyielding flesh. Well, actually that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, you are half man, half machine. So
Well,
yeah,
you're not even so much half man, half machine. It's, of roughly half Gear Force and half, you are a cyborg.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Unyielding flesh. At 10th level, when you gain exhaustion, you can reduce the number of levels gained by 1. Once you use this ability, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. You reduce your exhaustion level by 1 every time you finish a long or short rest, provided you have adequate food and drink.
So you can just skip a long rest with no consequences, basically.
You can skip a long rest without a consequence. But here's the thing. You can skip 2 long rests and take 2 levels of exhaustion, ignore the second level of exhaustion, and then when you take a long rest, remove the first level.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
So if your
That is
party's got to
crazy
get somewhere,
overpowered.
you're going to be behind the reins of the horses.
Now, we have not had the opportunity to sit down with any of the Kobold books and really go through what their modules are, so
Yeah.
I'm going to figure the reason they're putting all this stuff in about exhaustion is because there's some seriously hard modules out there that's put out by them to where you're going to be gaining levels of exhaustion.
That or some serious spells that will give you some exhaustion.
Yeah, possibly. But that's crazy. Arms of the Legion. Starting at 15th level, you can improve 2 pieces of equipment when you spend an hour using your Shaper of Metal. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. You're a fighter. Nowhere does it say that you can't use this ability on your own stuff.
Yeah.
To where you'll be doing extra damage and gaining advantage. If you're
Yep.
going to be somewhat... Well, I mean, if you're the only front line, you're going to use it on yourself.
Yeah.
Tempered Legionnaire. At 18th level, as a bonus action, you can expend a hit die to negate a harmful condition affecting you. Oh, wait. The condition can be grappled, poisoned, prone, stunned, or restrained. So you're telling me that this guy, as a bonus action, can just end grappled, poisoned, prone, stunned, or restrained.
Yep.
At 18th level.
At a cost of a hit die, which you have... What have many?
18.
And it doesn't say once per short rest or long rest.
That's so stupid. Oh, no. Well, I mean, I get why it's an 18th level additive because obviously that's overpowered. Well, I mean, it's about like the there was an epic boon that
Oh, God.
we covered whenever we lost our minds in that episode. I can't remember the name of the epic boon, but didn't it say that you could just straight up end the grapple?
Yeah. Yeah, it was
You could
just
like
in the
bonus
grapple.
action end. No, it was a bonus action or action to just end it.
Yeah.
This is, oh boy.
Yeah, that one would be fun to play.
That's, I'm starting to get a taste as to what these subclasses really are. And they're starting to get kind of crazy.
Yeah. But looking at these subclasses, there's going to be some that are even better.
Oh, I know that. But we're about to cover one that possibly is my favorite from these three. This is the Edjet.
Mm-hmm.
Edjet. I hope I say that right. It's either Edjet or Edjet. I'm not 100% sure, but we're going to go with those.
I know it's draconic, so it could be
You're
Charles.
giving away the flavor town, sir.
Well, I mean,
These brutal warriors are trained to fight in deadly formations. Hardy and resolute, the Edjet are most commonly dragonkin, but lesser races sometimes surprise their skilled masters by aspiring to draconic perfection.
that would be hard to do.
Don't be surprised if something like this doesn't show up in my campaign.
Great.
Edjet fighting. Beginning when you choose this archetype at 3rd level, you can wield a versatile weapon and the shield. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You can wield a versatile weapon and a shield at the same time. You can use the versatile damage rating of your weapon as if you wielded it with two.
So,
Wait a minute. So you can. Hold up! So you can sit there and hold a long sword and a shield, right? A kite shield. One of those that weighs about 40 pounds. And you're sitting there
Hiding behind your little shield because you're so scared of the big bad evil dude directly in front of you. You're quivering in your little iron greaves.
and the next thing you know, you just smack him with a longsword. Instead of doing the D8 because of this subclass feature, you're able to use the versatile weapon damage and do a D10.
Yep.
With one hand.
Yep.
I like it. I'll be honest. I've been waiting to see something like that.
I
I don't
know.
know why there's not a feat in official books. There should be a feat in official books to where you can do this because I'm sorry, a longsword weighs the same whether you use it one-handed or two-handed.
Yeah, and I've been waiting for something that you could actually sword, spear, and shield. And do full damage on
Yeah.
a spear.
Yep. Well,
Instead
here
of
it
just
is.
a little
Jet
D6
fighting. You
poking.
can use your D8 spear damage with a shield.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Okay. Weapon sweep. Starting at 7th level, while you're wielding a shield and a versatile weapon, you can use the attack action to make a wide sweeping attack.
Oh.
Make a shove attempt against a creature within reach. If you knock the creature prone or push it away, you can immediately make another shove against a different creature within reach. You can shove up to 3 creatures in this manner. After using this ability twice, you must complete a short or long rest before using it again.
Twice.
Did you ever play For Honor?
Yeah.
What was it? The Valkyrie? The one with the spear and the small shield from
Yeah.
the Vikings?
Yeah.
Her little stupid little sweep attack to knock you on your butt. Impossible to get away from in the first season.
Mm-hmm.
That's that.
Yep.
And they can either push you away. I'm figuring the shove is going to be pushing them back 5 to 10 feet.
Yeah, I figured probably like 5 feet.
Or you can just knock them prone.
Yep.
And if you're sitting there with a buddy, like, I don't know, a barbarian, you can give them advantage on that by knocking them prone.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. You can use the attack action to make a wide sweeping attack, make a shove attempt. Okay. So you just we're gonna have to figure out how does shove work. All right. So when it comes to taking offensive actions, players and DMs often overlooks shoving as a worthwhile tactic, but many scenarios, shoving can lead to higher overall group damage. So, okay, here's how it works. A creature who is shoving makes an athletics check. Roll a d20 and add your athletics modifier, and the target can make a strength athletics or a dexterity acrobatics check. So it's going to be a contested roll from the fighter against 1 to 3. And if you have
1 to 3.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. 3 trace.
That's stupid.
But it's going to be a contested roll, so
Yeah.
it's something that could work or could not work, but it's always worth a shot, you know?
But at level 7, your strength should be at least a +4.
Yeah, your strength would probably be a +4. If you have proficiency in athletics by the 7th level, your proficiency bonus is a 3, which gives you a +7. If you happen to multi-class this into a rogue
Oh, jeez.
and gain expertise, then you could have a +12 or a +10.
That's nasty.
Oh yeah, it's stupid. It's great.
That is great.
Draconic Recovery. Okay. At 10th level, when you finish a short or long rest, you can choose to tap into a reserve of Draconic Vitality. For each hit die you spend at the end of this rest, add double your Constitution modifier to the number of hit points regained. Also, remove 1 level of exhaustion for each hit die you spend.
Jeez.
You can't use this ability again until you finish a long rest.
Okay. Double your con.
You could just do this. For each hit die you spend at the end of this rest, add double your Constitution modifier to the number of hit points regained. You can't use this ability again until you finish a long rest, and that would have been fine. But no, remove a level of exhaustion for each hit dice that you spend.
Yeah.
That's stupid. That's dumb. That's big dumb.
If you think about it, hold on. Let's go to the theater of the mind for a second.
I'll go to the theater of the mind in a minute, all right.
These brutal warriors fight in deadly formations, so they're part of a big army.
Yeah,
Probably fighting days on end.
probably.
So that remove exhaustion kind of makes sense.
I've seen Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Has absolutely nothing to do with this, but you know, I think I would take that out. But then again, like I said, we haven't had the opportunity to really sit down with any of the Kobold Press modules because I have a feeling after reading all this stuff about exhaustion levels, you're
it's
getting
gonna play a
exhaustion
big
levels like
part.
crazy.
Well, Grim Hollow had a lot of exhaustion.
Yeah, Grim Hollow did have a lot of exhaustion in it, but that could have also been homebrewed by
Yeah, that is true.
Jeremiah, so either way. Draconic Bulwark. Starting at 15th level, when a creature you see hits you with an attack while you're wielding a shield, you can use your reaction to add your proficiency bonus to your AC against the attack.
Really?
Additionally, when an ally within 5 feet of you is affected by an effect that allows a dexterity saving throw for half damage, you can use your reaction to grant the ally advantage on the saving throw.
Jeez.
Okay, so let's just look here at the table. Sir.
Yes.
Proficiency at 15th level is +5.
Jeez. Okay. Heavy armor and a shield. You're looking at what, a 21, 22 AC?
If it's base plate and a shield, that's 20. +5.
Well, at 15th level, you're going to have more than just...
Well, I'm just saying, base and base,
Yeah.
that'd be 20. So, I mean, let's just base it. Let's just base it off of base stuff. Regular, plain, straight out of the armorer plate mail. And the piece of wood that's really hard that you hold in front of yourself that's counted as a shield.
Mr. Dragon Oakenkin over here.
So you find yourself sitting there with a 20 AC, and this dude has the gall. He has the capacity to dare to swing at you. So you're like, you know what, bud? Nuh-uh. I'm just going to raise my AC by 5 to 25. And do you know what's not in there anywhere, Eric?
No, it's not based
You
on short
can
rest.
use it however many times you want because it's a bonus action as a reaction. No, it's a reaction.
Yeah, so once every turn. Once every turn, you get to use this.
This is shield for free.
Yeah,
You're like,
Oh, well, he's using his
this
reaction.
is shield for fighters.
I know.
But he's using his reaction. He won't be able to take an opportunity attack.
Who cares?
If you're fighting a dragon, you're not worried about opportunity attacks.
No, the last thing you're worried about is opportunity attacks.
The dragon moved. I get an opportunity attack.
Now imagine you're with a loving DM, right? He's giving you magical items. He's not
wonder how that
overloaded you. Okay. He's not overloaded you with stuff, but you do have a +3 plate
Yeah.
and a +3 shield.
Mm-hmm.
You realize that shield is going to give you a +5 to armor class right
That's
off the
like
bat.
a 31 AC.
The shield is giving you a +5. The armor puts you at 21. That's 26. This puts you at 31 AC.
Good lord.
Every turn, if you so wish. Oh, and by the way, buddy, you're getting targeted by a lightning bolt or a chained lightning or a fireball? Well, let me do you a favor there. Make that save at advantage. Draconic Fury at 18th level. When you successfully shove a creature with your weapon sweep, you also deal damage. I told you this was going to be my favorite.
Just the icing on the cake with that one. Good lord.
We got to get off of these subclasses, dude. This is right.
I want to read more.
This is ridiculous. Oh, we're going to read more. Just not in this episode. Do you? Okay, let me finish. Okay. Draconic Fury. At 18th level, when you successfully shrub.
It's a shrubbery.
It's a shrubbery. When you successfully shove a creature with your weapon sweep, you also deal damage as if you hit the creature with your weapon. So, let me just throw this out there, right? Okay. Just get to an ASMR level real quick. You use your weapon sweep, and you deal your D10 from the longsword. And you knock all of them prone instead of knocking them back. And then you action surge for free. And then proceed to beat them into a bloody pulp for having dared step to you after you used your reaction in the previous round to put yourself at a 31 AC. And this is before the wizard casts haste.
Jeez.
Oh my god.
And then the barbarian jumps in all raged up and just beats the ever-living everything.
This is... These these three subclasses are something else. I don't know exactly how well they would work in just a regular D&D 5e game. And now, of course, more experienced DMs than myself and Eric could probably figure out a way. Honestly, I'd probably just take out the exhaustion level stuff. Because in my game, you're not really getting any exhaustion levels that'd be useless.
Yeah.
But, wow.
Yeah.
It kind of makes me wonder what kind of monsters they've got. Oh. You know we're going to have to go into Tome of Beasts.
Yep.
At some point, too.
Yep.
Dude, this... I tell you this much, these subclasses have not been a letdown.
Not yet, no.
Oh, freaking Edjet over here. I got a feeling that's probably going to be my favorite. I'll be honest.
It is very good. But so far, I love the Clanking Mercenary.
Oh, this Edjet. My Edjet would beat the crap out of your Clanking Mercenary. He'd come along, clank, 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 and I'd just walk up with a 31 AC and go smack, smack, smack.
Yeah, that would be something to contend to on like a one-on-one.
Yeah.
Because you would get that +5 every turn.
It's, oh my god. Oh, it's also against that attack.
Yeah.
It's not like a parry it's like parry where it raises it just for that attack.
Yeah.
So it doesn't raise it for, if the first one hits and you use your reaction to raise it by 5, and then the next 2 hit, I mean, it's done. The next 2 hit.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it
that's
would be a
nice.
little less fighting a warrior 1-on-1.
That's probably one of those that you want to save it for the, like if you're facing a dragon or something big with multi-attacks, you're like,
Yeah.
okay, I know that they've been making 3 attacks per action. Not so much metagaming, but the character paying attention.
Yeah.
So they've been smacking at someone 3 times every time they go to do something. I'm going to wait and see if these first 2 hit. And if I have to, on the last one, just in case the first 2 do, I'm going to
Yeah.
to that last one. To where you can almost guarantee yourself not to take a 3rd damage roll.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, these 2 make the Chaplain look like garbage.
I mean, yeah, they do some serious damage, but the Chaplain does have a place.
It's not even damage, dude. It's the sweep attack from this Edjet.
Yeah, that's more damage.
Oh, like Chonga's Bunny and Smite.
Slice!
Yeah,
Slice!
that's an ability that knocks you down, but now it does damage.
Well, not only is it an ability that can knock you down, it's the shove action.
Yeah, the ability to
So
shove.
if you're standing there 5 foot from the edge of a cliff, sweep, all 3 go
Yep.
right over the cliff. Wile E. Coyote floating in the air, pull out a sign. Uh-oh. But we hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that you have enjoyed hearing about these subclasses if you have not heard about them already. We obviously did not read anything first, and we are not going to. This is a straight reaction and comment.
Yeah.
It's not so much a review. Next week, well, not next week, in the next episode that we cover these subclasses, because I believe it's going to be CR 11 coming out.
I think so.
It'll either be CR 10 or CR 11. I'm not 100% sure as to how I've got it scheduled yet, but there will be a monster list in between this one and the next one.
Yeah.
So in the next subclass for the fighter from Kobold Press, we'll be covering the Ghost Knight, Griffin Knight, and Prescient Knight. Or Prescient Knight, however you would say that. Prescient? Prescient?
I don't know.
Something like that.
I'm from the South. I'm not good with words.
Oh, so am I. Listen to me. Either way, we appreciate y'all listening, and we hope that you enjoyed. Keep up with us. We've got more monster lists. We're only on CR10 in our next recording. We got a lot to go on that. We've got a whole new class review and more coming afterwards.
Yep.
The Power Game Tournament should be up and ready to go around March. It's going to be a lot of work and a lot of time put into that. So if you don't mind, please be patient on that. We're going to put our heart, love, and soul into that to try and entertain you as best we can. In the
It's gonna
meantime,
be entertaining.
yeah. In the meantime, head over to Facebook, to Theoretical Insights of D&D, and give us a like and a follow to keep up with what's going on the social media page. If you have any questions or comments, shoot us an email to theoreticalinsightsofd@gmail.com. And in between now and then and everything in between, keep rolling high. We'll see you in the next one.